So one of the reasons that I love being with Realogics Sotheby's is that they always want to be on the forefront of information about where the market's going, and then take that info that they know and impart that to us, their agents. I'm on my way to the Kirkland office. We are about to listen to some panelists. So I believe we're hearing from Dean Jones, the owner of our company, and Brian O'Connor, who is a local economist. And so we're going to hear just from them about where do they see the market currently at, where they see it going, and how can we use that information to help our clients.
We both think there's a larger shadow market of demand. There's just not the supply, and that's because, 9 out of 10 developers prefer to build apartments for rent instead of condos for sale.
That's been the case. I think that's starting to change, right? It's easy for them to say that when apartments are throwing off, 80% return on equity. Now that apartments are throwing off 20% return on equity, and condos are doing 50, 60, a lot of them are changing their mind. If they're profitable enough, they'll do it. We've done a lot of analysis where a client has asked us to look at their site, look at their building, do it as an apartment, do it as a condo. I can't tell you how many times we've done that. And it's really been educational. What we've seen over the last year, this is new construction, of course, what we've seen is condos are throwing off twice the yield, twice the profit than an apartment development would do.
Yeah.
Right now. If you're a developer and you're looking at doing an apartment or a condo, I can tell you, and I've done so many of these, that in general, if the apartment made a $3 million profit or $2 million, the condo made $4 or $6 million. Also, in terms of percent on equity, which is a lot of how we look at it, the condo may throw off an 80% return on equity or 75% return on equity. They really want 100, but they'll take 80. And the apartments are thrown off 30% return, or maybe 40 if you're lucky, and then they're worried about the future because vacancies are going up. So right now, hands down, condos are more profitable than an apartment deal. And because costs are so high, costs are really freaking developers out. And they're killing apartment deals. We just worked on the other day, we called the guy up and go, your latest cost numbers just turn your deal negative.
But I thought it was important to hear it from the horse's mouth that, the pivot is occurring. This is going to become part of your business.
I actually believe the demand is probably higher than what the supply is.
Angela?
Quick question, if you have an investor who's coming in and deciding, hey, I want to invest in multifamily, would you suggest right now that maybe apartments are not the best, why don't you buy a condominium building or something like that and invest in a condominium building? Would that be something you would tell your clients? How would you explain to them that, with the vacancies of these apartments, they're just not making as much profit? Even though you got a decent cap rate right now, but what do you tell them future-wise? What would be a good thing to be honest with your client?
So the question is, what do you advise a client? I mean,
Yes.
You're talking about an income property, like a single condo or a whole building? Because I for one think that the secondary markets, tertiary markets, woody walk-up buildings, 8-foot ceilings, punch vinyl windows, no AC. I mean, basically what you heard here was that there's a new kind of rental product. So there's the current generation and there's the old generation. We're seeing that also in condominiums. One of the reasons that we thought there was a big kind of exodus of the existing inventory in the last 6 months was because people are worried about being compared to these shiny new objects coming on the market.
Right.
Happens with cars, happens with fashion, right? So people want to get rid of the old and on with the new.
Wrapped up the summit for the forecast for the real estate market going forward here in Seattle. And I think one of the biggest takeaways for me is that despite all of the noise that you hear in the newspapers about a slowing market or potentially slowing jobs, we are at historically low inventory levels, especially when you compare it to the amount of people moving into our region. And so that trend of people moving into our region is not changing. We are going to experience a large shift from those individuals that move here. We're going to experience a shift to those people moving into home ownership. And so the easiest way for that to happen from an affordability standpoint and a proximity standpoint of like where is the spot that they're going to buy will be in the condominium market. And so my company, Realogics Sotheby, focuses a lot on that condo market from a marketing standpoint, because a lot of that activity bleeds out into the rest of the region and the rest of the market. So I think we counted 24 projects, condominium projects in the downtown and like periphery of downtown. Many of those will be represented by our company. And so we got to hear kind of on the ground floor of what those projects will include, and then also some speculation kind of like beyond those, what else is coming, what other pieces of land and developers are out there sniffing around. And I think even for myself, like I'm talking to a couple different developers who want to be in the mix for those condominium projects, and so we're looking and trying to dig up land for those individuals to get in on the action. The number one takeaway is that Seattle will be continuing to grow unless some greater economic global force impedes that. So things are looking up, Seattle. We'll catch you on the next episode.